umpires for this game. On home plate, John Ann. At first base, Mark Porras. At second base, Janice Jacobson. At third base, Steve Gallagher. In left field, Frankie Billingsley. And in right field, Laura McMillan.
It's what they came to play for. It's championship final time at the 2026 ISC World Tournament. And before this event got started, many thought this could be the matchup that would occur. And the Bear Creek Gremlins and the Hill United Chiefs have delivered. They will collide, Blair Setford, for the 9th time this season. And when it's all said and done, this will be the one that everyone talks about.
Everything has been in preparation for this game, Peter. All of the practices, all of the workouts, all of the tournaments leading up to this game, this event. It's all about the 2026 ISC World Tournament. We got a fantastic crowd on hand and really looking forward to seeing who can come out on top. These are the two teams that everybody here wanted to see as well. This is the matchup. Well,
and we saw them one night ago in a winner's bracket final with the Bear Creek Gremlins winning that game behind the pitching of Jack Besgrove, who went 6 innings before giving up his first hit. He's yet to give up a run in 25 innings as the Gremlins went through the winner's bracket with a unblemished record. For Hill United, their only loss came at the hands of the Gremlins one night ago, and Hill responded very well in their earlier game today as they downed the Bear Creek Express by a score of 7-0, and there's the pitching matchup that we all knew had a chance to occur on this night as they'll go head-to-head in the title game for the second time in the last 3 years. They also met up against one another in the championship final 2 years ago in Surrey, British Columbia, with Hill United coming out on top as the Chiefs in search of a three-peat. The Gremlins trying to win it for the 4th time.
It's been a collision course, inevitable, Peter. One note, the Gremlins, with their titles, have never beaten the Chiefs in the championship game.
They'll try to change that tonight. And the first pitch is a rise ball from Jack Besgrove to Alan Pecker. Jack has been fantastic, has yet to give up a run, just 7 hits, struck out 59, and walked 4 in his 25 innings of work. Prize balls to Alan Pecker, who was the star of Championship Saturday 2 years ago, including 2 home runs in the championship final against the Gremlins off of Besgrove. He's 5 for 17 here this week. 3 doubles and a run batted in. And Besgrove with an excellent low drop ball.
Didn't get Pecker to chase on the first 2 rise balls. That's been a big pitch for Jack Besgrove here this week, Peter. Very similar to Ty Sebastian. If he can get the Chiefs swinging like he did the other night, it could be a good night for Besgrove. For the Chiefs, you've got to lay off that pitch.
And he went upstairs with that, and Allen fouled that back. Allen has yet to homer here. He does have 3 extra base hits, all of them doubles. And no one has hit the Gremlins better than Allen during the course of the entire season. He's 9 for 20. As the Gremlins have won 6 of the 8 matchups this season. And gets Pecker on the drop ball for out number 1.
Interesting that he went to the drop ball, Peter, for the strikeout.
Left fielder
Nick
number
Mullins
4,
behind the
Nick
plate,
White.
and he's well aware that they used the rise a lot on Friday night. It was late that they shifted to the drop.
Nick White, the batter, the 22-year-old from Truro, Nova Scotia. 4 for 14 during this ISC World Tournament. He tripled earlier today in the win over the Bear Creek Express and jumps out of the road of the Besgrove pitch. And you know that emotions are running as high as they can in this sport right now.
These two teams, Peter, you said it, played 8 times this year. It's like it's been a little mini league here in Ontario. I don't know that they hate each other, but there's certainly a healthy amount of intense dislike.
And a lot of respect.
100% on that.
Because you can't get to the other place without the first part of that equation. That's generally what lends itself to great rivalry. No one dislikes anyone that they're not a little threatened by. And both these teams know what they're up against every time they play, and these are different. This is a different night. It's even way different than last night.
Well, I said this 2 years ago, Peter, when they matched up. This is one of the greatest rivalries in sports. It's Yankees, Red Sox, it's Lakers and Celtics, it's Montreal and Toronto, or Montreal and Boston in the NHL. This is the rivalry in our sport for the last 15 years.
And Besgrove catches Nick White looking as he strikes out the first 2 Chiefs that he faces. And now, 9-time All-World player at this event, Brad Ezekiel, who arguably had his best game of the tournament earlier today. He led off his first at-bat, was a home run with 2 out in the first inning, and in many ways, that really propelled Hill and took some steam, I found, out of the Express.
Yeah, completely took the air out of the balloon of the Express, who had won the prior game, coming from behind to do that.
And Brad looks at ball number 1 and checks in. It's a full 6 umpire crew.
John Hand is behind the plate. Mark Corris at first, down at second. It's Jens Jakobsen. At third, Steve Gallagher. Out in left field is Laura McMillan, and Frankie Billingsley is on the right field line.
Popped in the air and out of play by Ezekiel. Had 2 hits in the game earlier today. Both of them drove in runs, of which he has 33 on the season. 5 for 17 overall here at the Bear Creek Softball Complex. And a swing and a miss from Ezekiel.
83 for Jack Besgrove right now. That pitch was the drop. It looked like Peter on the outside corner. Jack, 83-84 on the rise ball when he gets going in totality. He'll throw that drop at 85.
And it will tail away from whichever handed batter as this one hit to right towards Lucio Retamar, who takes care of business on the line. A 1-2-3 inning for the Gremlins will set their batting lineup and the Chiefs' defense. When we return, it's Championship Saturday night at the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Greg Leather and the Bear Creek Gremlins will send this order to home plate, and it looks very similar to what we witnessed. Did not expect a lot of changes, Blair, after the 4-0 victory in the winners bracket final against the Chiefs, and he goes in exactly the same direction as one night ago. And should be noted that he received a lot of production from the 7, 8, and 9 spots in the order one night ago. Hill United, as you would expect, Nick White, Bradley Ezekiel, Alan Pecker, Tony Gonzalez at first, Lenny Viavazo, the captain Shane Boland, Blake Hunter, and the battery, Bruno Matroni. And once again, Marco Diaz, who's thrown 34 2/3, given up 7 runs, 15 hits, struck out 75, and walked 9. He threw 6 no-hit innings earlier today in the triumph over the Bear Creek Express. The one group that has given him the most difficulty in any game is the one that he's facing tonight.
And Peter, those 6 innings earlier today, no-hit ball, not really high stress, high leverage innings. So I don't know how much toll that's going to take. We'll find out here over the next 2 hours, but I expect he'll come through that just fine.
Matthew Waugh, the veteran from Saint-Gervais, Quebec, a 7-time All-World player himself. 7 for 13 this week. He's doubled, tripled, homered, and cashed in 3. He was 1 for 4 in the winners bracket final versus Hill United one evening ago. And looks at a strike from Marco Diaz, who opens with one at 87. Has been clocked as high as 89 this week.
I was going to say, didn't waste any time getting to it, did he?
And the drop ball. Swung on and missed by Matthew.
Dialed it up 1 to 88.
Marco gave up 9 hits in the game last night between these two teams. And finds an outside corner for strikeout number 1.
Home plate umpire John Hand typically
Number
has
6,
a
Jerome
smaller
Ramacki.
zone than some, but he will be very consistent. If it was a strike there right now, it'll be a strike there in the 7th.
Can you really ask for anything else?
That's all you want.
I know that players, coaches, pitchers, they're going to work for every inch and centimeter that they can find, but really at the end of the day, all you can ask for in big games or any game is consistency. And then really it's up to you, the player, to make the adjustment.
And ideally, we won't talk about the strike zone of John Hand tonight. We won't talk about any close calls because they'll be perfect or as close to as possible.
Wellington, New Zealand's Jerome Ramacki, the batter, the third baseman, 8 for 14 at this ISC. 2 doubles, 5 runs batted in, and he had a pair of hits one night ago against Marco Diaz and the Chiefs. And these two guys have some history as well. And Ramacki behind it, but did get the end of his bat on it. As Marco has come out of the gate firing, as has Jack Besgrove. They are arguably the two best pitchers on planet Earth. And Remick's upset. He broke his bat. Or potentially has. And he'll require a different one as he steps back into the batter's box. The product of Wellington, New Zealand.
Looks like a very similar model, though.
A lot of pop in those 28 and 29 ounces. Not like the old days, Mr. Setford. Not like the old days.
No, it's not aircraft aluminum.
No, it is not. And he had no trouble with a good swing on that pitch. He's a 7-time All-World player. Was injured. Did have 6 at-bats last year in Mankato, but back at full health and has had himself a very fine season. As Diaz, the sign from Matrone. And swing and a miss for Remick for out number 2.
I think we're going to be able to put that on a bit of a loop, Peter. Swing and a miss. Both of these guys, top and bottom.
Fielder number 89, Ben Inoka.
You know what the best thing is about sports and championship games? They always require being played, and you really never know. That's what makes sports and nights like tonight the greatest theater that there is. And you and I both appreciate theater.
We have been to so many games over the last few years, and again, I keep coming back to this is the best rivalry in our sport. There have been a couple of teams come and go, the Toronto Gators, the Hallman Twins, the Drillers are still here, the Express are still here. These are the two marquee teams.
Chiefs have won the title 7 times since 2012. Gremlins really entering the fray in the same neighborhood, and they've won 3 times. And here they are for the title. The Gremlins come into this game, by my count, riding a 19-game winning streak. They have not lost a game since the 4th of July in Kitchener, Ontario. Unless they played one that I don't know about, and maybe they did.
Highly unlikely.
But that would have been their last setback. They actually lost 2 games on that day to the Toronto Batmen and 1 earlier in the day to the Chiefs. But since then, unblemished. There's Ben Inoka. Knows a thing or two about big games, both at the club level and, of course, internationally. He is from New Zealand as well. Inoka in his customary number 3 spot. For Greg Leather, he never really has to change anything in the top 5. You wake up every day and go, Atois, Remicky, Inoka, Ochoa, Evans. Then after that, it can change. But
and then it ends with Nick Mullins in the 9 spot for the most part.
When he is playing, for sure. And Ben Inoka will end up drawing a 2-out walk as he is on base. He's 5 for 11 this week. And brings to the plate the dangerous first baseman. They're all dangerous. Who am I trying to kid? On both sides of the equation. Eric Ochoa, longtime member of the United States national team. He's 3 for 16 in this ISC World Tournament with 5 runs batted in. 5 for 18 on the year against Hill United. Did drive in a run in about the most difficult way you ever could last night. Got hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. That's no way to add to your run batted in total.
No, that is no fun for Eric Ochoa, and I'm sure that's a healthy-looking bruise today on the thigh.
It'll be about the same color shortly as what he wears on the one leg. It'll match.
Yes. Bright yellow gear for Eric Ochoa, including the shoes. Make sure you don't miss those. It's hard to miss them.
I was going to say, how would you?
Still looking to really get fully on track here this week. He's hit a couple of balls hard, but hasn't been able to get them up into the air.
Well, these are the nights that change everything, or can. And Bruno liked the location of that pitch by his reaction. Bruno Matroni, the 40-year-old catcher. We've got a couple of 40-year-old catchers in the game. And they don't look anywhere near ready to say goodnight either.
No, very spry, the two of them.
This one, a mile in the air. About as high as it can be. And Shane Bolin stays with it to end the inning. We're through one in this championship final on Softball Premier
No
TV.
hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Ready for the start of the second inning. Jack Besgrove and the Gremlins back to work. And Lenny Villavazzo, who has certainly heated up the last couple of days. He hit a 3-run homer, his third home run of the competition in the win earlier today. Had a 2-home-run game in a winner's bracket semifinal a couple of days ago against the Northeast Drillers. And the 27-year-old from Mexico looks at the first pitch. Lenny 5 for 16. He's homered 3 times, as I mentioned, and has cashed in 6 runs. And Besgrove dials up the rise ball at 82. We've seen him as high as 85, which is a couple miles an hour faster than anything I remember of him 1 year ago.
Oh, without a doubt, Peter. He has really worked on amping up the velocity this spring.
And Villavazzo, a pretty good cut off the backstop and right into row 1. Not a lot of seats to be found on this Saturday night, nor would you expect it. Congratulations to everyone involved, Ray Peavy, the Cornelius family, for the show they have put on this week here at this brand new, beautiful softball complex. Villavazzo drills it off the top of the fence. He just missed opening the scoring.
That was a rocket off the bat of Lenny Villavazzo. If this doesn't hit the top bar, it only hits right below it. Just below that top bar.
As Villavazzo's hot streak later in the event continues, as he has a double, his 4th extra base hit of this ISC World Tournament. And now Quentin Bruce, who's 7 for 16. And he looks at a rise ball out of the zone. He's homered here, doubled. And that homer was one that cleared the outfield bleachers in right center earlier today against the Bear Creek Express. And it was 2 innings earlier. He just missed another down the right field line. And Besgrove comes right back inside with a strike. So Lenny Viavazzo as the Chiefs' first hit and the first hit of this championship affair. And it was won with authority. It gets away from Nick Mullins, but he's able to keep Lenny Viavazzo at second. There's Lenny pointing at his eyes to suggest maybe he didn't see exactly where it ended up.
That's a break for the Gremlins, as a lot more ways to score from third.
And Besgrove with some giddy up on the rise that swung on and missed by the 30-year-old from Grand Valley, Ontario. And how excited he was to play in this year's tournament. He missed last year due to an injury, and he has been full marks. If you follow this team on a regular basis, he has just continued to hit the ball better and better almost every weekend out, but cannot make contact with the drop ball and goes down, in this case, swinging.
Watch the movement on this drop down at the plate, right underneath the bat of Quentin Bruce.
And an early conversation, which our home plate umpire was a part of.
Well, just changing up the signals, even though they've got the pitch comp
Baseman
just
number
as
2,
a
Tony
backup
Gonzalez.
in case that fails with the runner out at second base.
That system was supposed to take care of.
I understand it completely, and Nick Mullins.
But I get it. Tony Gonzalez with a good swing. Tony has had a couple of all-world performances the last couple of years. Did not have a hit earlier today. Did not have a hit against the Gremlins last night. Will that change for a guy who generally has been very clutch? And Besgrove busts him in with a strike. And again, the miss on the opportunity to go to third changes the complexion of the inning. And Gonzalez sends that back on a rise ball. Tony 6 for 18 at this ISC. He's doubled, he's homered, and he's driven in a team-leading 9. He had 5 in one game against the Georgian Bay Giants in the Chiefs' second encounter. He'd trade all of them for a hit right now. And shows some patience, and Nick Mullins climbs the ladder to go up and get it. One out. Lenny Viavazzo still at second after a leadoff double here in the top of the second. Punches this into right. Redemar underneath it, and it causes Lenny Viavazzo to remain right where he is, as Tony Gonzalez flies out to right field. And now 39-year-old Blake Hunter.
Baseman, number 3, Blake Hunter.
Blake moved up a notch in the order. Desgrove just misses with the first pitch. Ball and a strike to Blake. Jeff Ellsworth has certainly tinkered with certain parts of his order as the week has gone on. Blake's 5 for 11 here. Doubled 2 triples, first 2 of the year, and 4 runs batted in. And had a quality hack at that Besgrove rise ball.
Peter, much like last night, the outfield bleachers all filling in. You can see it on our behind the home plate shot. Great to see, and this is the vision that Scott and Elena Cornelius had with this facility, that they would draw the crowds like this.
And they've been pretty consistent all week. As Besgrove misses this time outside. Blake was 0 for 1 in the winner's bracket final against the Gremlins last night. He's 1 for 11 versus the Gremlins throughout the course of the season. A bounding ball. Will it stay fair? It did not. And had it might have scored a run.
Yeah, Lenny Viavazo all the way around from second. Nick Mullins sprinting down the line, stride for stride with Blake Hunter to get to that ball before it might have bounced back fair. Look at Mullins.
And remember, last night, one of the key moments in the game was a Cole Evans bounding ball almost in the same place that pitcher and catcher collided. He would end up scoring the 1 run, as it turns out, that the Gremlins needed shortly thereafter. And a strike on the outside corner as Besgrove gives up a leadoff double, but Lenny Viavazo was unable to move after that. To the bottom of the second we go in a 0-0 game between the 2-time reigning champion Hill United Chiefs and the Bear Creek Gremlins on Softball Premier TV.
Now where's 1 runner left on base?
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Cole Evans leading things off. Zenon Winters and Lucio Retamar, who had 2 big runs batted in last night's winner's bracket final triumph.
Number 34, Cole
And
Evans.
there's still some quality souvenirs available.
Some great Bear Creek stuff. There was some ISC legend stuff, ISC stuff. I see a lot of it walking around the park here.
My favorite was the World hat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The
I think
wor- I
of
think it
everything
said
I've
the
seen, it
world
might
or
have been.
something, right?
Yeah. I really like that hat. There's Cole Evans. Shane Boland to his right and fires across the diamond for out number 1.
Tough week here for Cole Evans. Really hasn't made a lot of great contact.
4 for 17. Did have a hit in the game last night, and it was the infield hit we were referring to, and he bounded a ball up the first base line that Marco Diaz and Bruno Matroni collided on, and Evans was safe and would end up scoring in the fourth to open the scoring in that game. Zenon Winters had a game to remember in this event. He drove in 7 runs in a 3-for-3 performance against the East Hants Mastodons from Nova Scotia. Had a great chat today with their head coach, Jeff Fraser, as Winters does indeed go around. Zenon is no stranger to this event or any other. 4 for 12, double, a home run, and those 7 runs batted in. Was 0 for 3 in the game against Hill United one evening ago. Boland on a short hop. And there's 2 down.
Shane Boland has actually made the last 3 outs, Peter, with that mile-high pop-up off the bat of Eric Ochoa as well. Has played both of those on the backhand and very nicely with that short hop
21,
off the bat of Zenon Winters.
Lucio Ratamar has 1 hit in the ISC World Tournament. It came last night. In fact, he had 2 hits in the game last night. So as I update things, he's actually now 3 for 8, 2 for 2 with a couple of runs batted in against Hill United.
He's the pinch hit extraordinaire. He was the guy that Greg Leather went to earlier in the week, and that 1 hit you referred to, it was a pinch hit. It was an RBI in their 2-0 win early in the week on the Express.
Yeah, I think it's either in that game or the game against the Sandlot Merchants. And he's driven this ball, and it's not coming back. Lucio Ratamar tees off. And he's done it again.
And Peter, sometimes it is in sports, in championship moments, it's the unlikeliest of heroes. Lucio Ratamar would have been well down my list of guys who was going to hit a line drive laser beam home run tonight.
They have scored 5 runs against Hill United the last 2 nights. He's driven in 3 of them. And remember, went into last night with 1 hit in 6 at-bats. He's 3 for his last 3. And when you see the outfielders and they don't even move, you know where it's going to end up. They didn't move.
Apparently he sees Marco Diaz well, too. The pinch hit home run in Simcoe as well.
That to key a 5-run 7th inning. Panuelos, who was a big part of the win last night, will ground out. Lucio Ratamar has opened the scoring with a solo home run. And it's 1-0 Gremlins after 2 in this championship final of the ISC World Tournament.
Bottom of the second for Bear Creek. 1 run on 1 hit.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime.
Left on base.
Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles.
Hill United Chiefs, no score.
Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because
Lucio Ratamar. A home run, a no-doubter, has opened the scoring in this championship affair. Is the Gremlins for a second straight game strike first. Interesting, Blair, last night they did not have an extra base hit in the 4-0 win.
No, it was just single.
They had 9 hits.
Very timely.
But did not have an extra base hit in the game. And in the half inning before, Lenny Villavazzo for Hill United just missed opening the scoring. He was stranded at second after a leadoff double. And we'll see how Hill United responds to trailing. You know, for Hill United, with how things have gone in the last few meetings of these two teams, they would have loved to have scored the first run tonight and put some pressure on the Gremlins. They really haven't faced very much adversity at all in this tournament.
Couple close games with the Express and with Sandlot, but never trailed here this week.
In the air to right, and it's the home run hitter that makes another play. Blair, I'm pretty sure they're yet to give up a run.
Correct.
It's hard to be in trouble when you've not given up a run. So Hill United gave up only one run on their way to the title in Mankato a year ago. As Shane Bolin flies out to start the third. And Bruno Matroni, who homered in the win earlier today against the Bear Creek Express, stares at ball one. Bruno has homered 7 times on the year. 1 here at this ISC World Tournament. And we remarked it was his first at-bat. We talked about when was the last time he hit 9th in an order. And he hit 9th and homered in his first try at it.
That's very true, but I have to think maybe his first ever game at U7, they didn't know who he was. Wasn't yet Bruno Matroni.
Do you know what? I'm going to guess even at U7 there weren't a lot of 9 spots. Just a guess. I'll have to ask him at some point. A bounding ball towards Evans. And he gets Matroni at first base.
For any young ball players out there, put that play. If you are an infielder, clip that. 'Cause I know you all know how to do it. Clip that and keep it on your phone and watch it every time you go to practice. That is how you play a ground ball. Cole Evans got behind it. He circled it. He was in a good throwing position with his feet before he had to be, and then threw a dart into the glove of Eric Ochoa. That's how you play ball. And I know you say that he's born to do it, but that's how you do it.
And comes right over the top. It would be hard to teach somebody to throw it as well as he does, at least mechanically. It's perfect. Alan Pecker, a mighty wallop. Sent it straight back. Here's a guy who's yet to deliver a long ball at this event. He never gets cheated. And when he hits it, he can check swing balls out of parks this size. That's how strong he is, but he won't catch up to that. The 1-2-3 inning for Jack Besgrove. And it remains 1-0 Gremlins in this title contest at the JDT First Energy Veteran Memorial Fields, just outside of Melbourne, Ontario.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Both teams have a single hit. the Gremlins hit was a solo home run off the bat of Lucio Redemar, and it is the difference as we are set to start the bottom of the third inning.
And Peter, ironically, both the hits were rockets, too. Lenny Villavazo missed that
Leading off
home
the bottom
run
of the
by
third,
about
Bear
18
Creek catcher
inches.
number 3,
Lucio Redemar
Nick
didn't
Mullins.
miss.
He did not. Nick Mullins is homered this week. Did so against the Sandlot Merchants. Had a hit last night. Nick more known for what goes on, especially the last number of years, I would suggest, behind home plate. But he has been a productive player at home plate in this event. Not a lot of touches necessarily, but 4 for 7 is nothing to sneeze at. With a homer, a double, and 4 runs batted in. I think he resides in Florida now, if I'm not mistaken.
He does, yes.
Originally, maybe from New Jersey, Toms River.
That is correct.
I always remember Toms River because at one point they won the Little League World Series.
Was Nick on the team?
Did he play in it?
I don't know.
I don't remember that part. Memory's okay most of the time, but that one I don't remember. I think Chris Drury, the hockey player, was on that team, though. Nick goes down swinging.
Nick is a convert
fielder,
from
number
baseball.
16,
There's
Matthew
a
Waugh.
great video of him on the ISC website and amongst other places talking about making the transition from baseball to playing fast pitch softball and the opportunities that can present itself. If you're stumbling across this at some point in the future, look us up about playing in the ISC.
Change up. And the third base umpire says no as Matthew Waugh back at home plate. He struck out his first go-around. 1 out, bottom of the third. Championship final, their 9th, and I said 9th meeting of the year. Shane Boland on the run. Out number 2. Shane's been busy over there.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's his third ground ball plus a pop-up.
2 down for Jerome Remeke,
Third baseman number 6, Jerome Ramaki.
who struck out versus Marco Diaz. We'll have to check the velocity as the game continues. Marco into his 9th inning of the day. He pitched 6 of the 7 in the win earlier over the Bear Creek Express. Justin Schofield came in to close it out. That pitch at 86. We've seen 88, especially in the first inning. That one had some giddy up, as I like to say. Such a smooth delivery.
And this is what really almost baffles people, Peter, is how does this guy throw 86, 87, 88? It just looks effortless.
Remeke, high and deep, and it is not coming back. A second solo home run for the Gremlins. And they lead it 2-0.
Jerome Remeke was the leading hitter coming into this game in the tournament, Peter, and just put a stamp on why he is such a difference maker for this team. Not with them the last 2 years. They finished outside of Championship Saturday for the first time in forever. Last year in
Center
Minnesota,
fielder number
what a
89,
difference maker
Ben
he is.
Inoka.
His 9th hit and his first home run. And it is 2-0. And the way Besgrove has thrown, it becomes more and more of an uphill climb as Bruno Matroni, the veteran that he is, will gather the troops. Just to try to settle things in, and there's one guy talking in that conversation, and it's the 40-year-old behind home plate saying, fellas, we're down 2, not 10.
And that's a really important point to remember, Peter. You're a guy on and one swing away from a tie ball game.
And Marco tries to dial one up. Blair, he has given up very few home runs all season long.
These two guys, though, Peter, his nemesis, actually.
The drop ball, a good one to Ben Anoka.
Just going back to Simcoe again, I mean, that game was so dramatic on both sides, and we were lucky enough to see it right up close and personal that day. A shocking turnaround, and almost, Peter, I might suggest maybe it turned around the season for the Gremlins.
Yeah, it's hard to argue. It really is, although they had one stumble in Kitchener the following weekend, of all things, but then have been on this unbeaten tear ever since. So it didn't necessarily carry over the weekend after, and in many ways, and maybe you've spoken to Greg Leather about it, sometimes the best things that can happen to you in sports is what happened to them in Kitchener when they finished 4th in the 5-team field and then have not lost ever since. As Anoka stays alive.
And sometimes you really do just need to get your butt kicked in a good old-fashioned way to clear your head.
Just to remind yourself that nothing can be taken for granted, and there's a lot of other really good teams, and these are the two best, and they're here for a reason. As Jerome Remicky's first home run of this ISC has the Gremlins in front by a pair. Lucio Retimar homered in the last half inning. Again, it's Shane Boland, and the same result. Remicky has homered. 2-0 after 3. A long way to go in this title affair at the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
Bottom of the third for Garrett Creek. 1 run and 1 hit. No errors, no runners left on base.
If you enjoy history, this event has amazing history. It's the 80th edition.
Top of the 4th for Hill United.
Well, here's a look at the winners since 2000, Peter, and well-timed, Luciano. You see a number of Hill United Chiefs and New York, as they were known then, Gremlins on those pennants. You go back to 2000, some legendary names, Decatur Pride. There's a Toronto Gators in there.
Nick White with a great bunt, and he'll beat it out. The speed of Nick White, the 22-year-old. And for the second time in the game, Hill United with their leadoff batter on base.
Well, and Peter, I wonder if that's the spark plug. This just ignited this Hill United bench. And we just said before the break, get a guy on and you're a swing away. Guess who's up?
Bradley Ezekiel. Homered earlier today. 3 for 27 on the year against the Gremlins. Did have a game-winning 3-run homer in the final of the Canada East tournament in Mitchell, third weekend in June. And you know, Jack Besgrove and the Gremlins haven't forgotten, nor have the Chiefs, of any big blows that went in the opposite direction. They might forget a lot of the other games. My guess is they don't forget many amongst the two of them.
No, memories like elephants.
And Ezekiel. Bradley with a big, deep breath. I could hear it all the way over here. Hill United down a pair after a couple of solo home runs. Lenny Villavazzo, who doubled his last time, is the on-deck hitter. And Lenny walked off last year's championship final in the fourth inning in Mankato. No 10-0 in 4 tonight.
I don't think so.
This is drilled into right field. Nick White on his way to third. Ball cut off, and the Chiefs have back-to-back hits and runners at first and third with no one out. And Bradley Ezekiel with his third hit of this championship Saturday. And they'll chat in the circle
number 69,
before they
Lenny
deal
Villavazzo.
with Lenny Villavazzo. Doubled in the second and then was left there, didn't move. This feels like an opportunity that the Chiefs cannot leave.
Oh, he's probably the hottest guy in the lineup for the Chiefs right now.
Did they say yes?
They said no, which honestly is a surprise.
Nick White, bunt base hit. Brad Ezekiel drove one the opposite way for a single. And Besgrove to even the count. The Chiefs did not have 2 hits in the game last night until the 7th. This one off the fists and out of play. Besgrove went 6 innings of no-hit ball. He's given up 3 hits so far tonight. Chiefs trying to break through, period. No one has scored on the Gremlins all week. The turn and the lean back from Jack Besgrove, the 22-year-old. It gets away, and Nick White will score the first run given up in the tournament by the Gremlins.
And it squirted completely away from Nick Mullins, and it rolled down the first base side, Peter, right out in front of us.
And I think, and it was the case, remember, last night in the game, Blair, where a few got away, where maybe the movement was just more than anticipated. Villavazzo, high and deep. It is gone! And the Chiefs have taken a 3-2 lead as red-hot Lenny Viavazo goes deep one more time.
Well, Peter, we talked about him, and you just said it, red hot. Right guy at the right time for the Hill United Chiefs.
Designated player
We'll
number
see if that
52,
has rattled
Quentin
Jack
Bruce.
Besgrove in any way, shape, or form. First runs they've given up in the tournament. First time they've trailed. And 3 hard-hit balls. Well, Nick White, sorry, the bunt, but 3 hard-hit balls in the game.
Lenny Viavazo's 4th home run of the ISC World Tournament. This is a mile in the air. Redemar, little extra lunge to record the out on Quentin Bruce. Lenny Viavazo went 3 games to begin this event without a hit.
First baseman number 2, Tony Gonzalez.
To say that he has heated up at the best of times would be a massive understatement. And Gonzalez, will this find foul territory? Out of play it goes. So the pitch that gets away scores Nick White. And Lenny Viavazo follows that up with a 2-run home run to give Hill United a 3-2 lead. An excellent changeup, and I think maybe the first we've seen from Jack. There's Tony Gonzalez, who flew out to Redemar his first time tonight. Would love to join the hit parade. And he drills one, and it's not coming back.
Kuba Osichka got up in the bullpen for the Bear Creek Gremlins. Jack Besgrove looks rattled, Peter.
Tony Gonzalez with a no-doubter to left center, and the Chiefs strike for 4 and lead 4-2. Tony went a couple of games without a hit. That is just changed, and Jack Besgrove will leave the game after what has been a splendid week. We'll take a break and tell you about an excellent pitcher in Kuba Osichka, who's on his way in.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. It's the local kid who wins it. Swing and a miss. Jarvis, 3-peats. Here comes the throw to the plate. Are the world champions. 2015 ISC Men's World Champions. Melbourne has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
It's now on to first, and the United Chiefs. Defensive change for Bear Creek.
And this one is over as Matt Palazzo will end it in style. And start spreading the news, Joe Todd. It's New York, ISC World Champions back-to-back. And this one is placed out to right. Wade Barrett, and it's caught. Eagle Carrillo catches it up the fence. The Hill United Chiefs are world champions. Called strike 3, your ISC world champions. the Kitchener-Hallman Twins. Trying to put it away is Jack Bettsgrove, the New York
Blake Hunter.
Jack Besgrove gives way to 24-year-old Kuba Osichka from Czechia. 1 inning of work so far at this ISC. It came last night in the 4-0 victory over the Hill United Chiefs. No runs, no hits. He has only, Blair, given up 2 runs against Hill United in 23 innings. If you encapsulate the whole season, Hill United has actually had more trouble hitting this gentleman than the gentleman that they just knocked out of the game, which seemed pretty inconceivable when the night started.
And Osichka now has one job, Peter. It's to close the door. He's got to nail this shut and then let the offense, the prodigious offense on his bench, do their thing. But hitting is contagious. And for the Chiefs, 4 of the last 5 batters, all with base hits.
And as you mentioned, nothing soft.
The only one was the bunt by Nick White.
Good point.
Everything else was drilled.
Blake Hunter and an excellent changeup from Osichka, who I feel, along with Pami Madzalukwa, the 2 most improved pitchers this year on this circuit.
Oh, right
Shortstop,
there with you.
91, Shane Oland.
He went 16 2/3 against Hill United this year without giving up a run. And when did he give up those 2 runs? In Kitchener on July the 4th, the last day that the Gremlins have lost a game. Shane Boland, the batter. There's Lenny Villavazzo, a 2-run homer, and Tony Gonzalez have homered in the inning. Boland delivers a base hit to center. Two nothing coming into the 4th, and the Chiefs bats have come alive.
Number 28, Bruno.
Don't go anywhere,
Matroni.
folks. Just a feeling that this one could go down as one of those classics. As Matroni looks at a drop ball from Osichka. And this guy's just scratching the surface, too, at 24. And Matroni ducks out of the way. It's been all Besgrove, Migliavacca through 1 inning in their first game. And then Osichka to clean it up last night against Hill United in a 4-0 game at that point in time. And Matroni had a good hack at that pitch. Bruno grounded out versus Besgrove in the 3rd. Change up again from Osichka, and Matroni able to foul it off.
Peter, I'm recalling one of our conversations a little bit earlier this year. These two teams incapable of playing an uninteresting game.
Well, in some regards, last night, and it wasn't uninteresting, but you're right. It's rare. Let's put it that way. It is very rare. So Osichka comes in and did give up a hit, but gets the job done. Hill United strike for 4 in the 4th. and lead it 4-2. A long way to go in this title affair in the final of the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
On 5 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you.
The Hill United Chiefs here at JDT, First Energy Fields. That's how you are welcomed in every day to this lovely softball complex. And I think the fun here has just begun, Blair. I've used one phrase every time someone's asked me about this park. It has so much promise. It is so lovely with so much promise.
I know a couple of the things that are coming here in the next couple of years. Obviously, we're going to be here in 2028 next year. I understand the tournament that is in Saskatoon this year, the Canadian men's, the U23, the Masters men's, that's coming to this facility in August.
Choa goes the other way down the line off Marco Diaz in well foul.
And there are plans to submit bids for bigger things, too.
Like world events. Oh, when you have a facility like this, and, you know, you've shown the world this week that some pretty great things can be accomplished. I'm hoping that maybe some of the plans call for a press box.
I'm told they do. If you look off to our left, in between those two giant black poles, something akin to what exists in Prince Albert will be constructed.
Oh, fantastic. Then it'll truly be creme de la creme.
Well, you and I have both worked some WBSC events, and you know how demanding they are for their, and exacting they are for their facilities to house their people.
So Marco Diaz, for the first time in 2 nights, has a lead to work with against the Gremlins. And it can be said on many occasions, when you score and take some momentum, you would like to potentially put up a 0. If you're the team that gave something up, you want to come right back and score yourself.
Yeah, if you're the Gremlins, it would really do your morale good to go back and get one right here.
So Eric Ochoa has walked and grounded out to Shane Boland or popped up, the mile-high pop-up to Shane Boland. It's just his second at-bat. And Ochoa with a hey-ya.
And a very healthy cut.
I don't care what color his shoes are. He's just about to come out of them on a lot of his swings.
Jim Flanagan used to say it's a good thing he's got them tied up tight.
That's a good line. Blake Hunter. And there's one down. Cole Evans, the batter. Cole grounded out to Shane Boland at short.
Shortstop number 34, Cole Evans.
Cole's been a very good hitter against Hill United all year. He's 7 for 23. And that foul. Smart by Blake Hunter to at least try and give it a go, because you never know for sure what the call's going to be.
No, you play it until the umpires call it foul.
One out in the bottom of the fourth. 2 solo home runs from Lucio Retamar and Jerome Bremeke had given the Gremlins a 2-0 lead before Hill United responded with 4, including 2 homers of their own. A 2-run shot by Lenny Viavazzo, his 4th of the competition, and then a couple of batters later, Tony Gonzalez went deep. Diaz with a drop ball. And see if a 4-run inning will give him a bit of a jolt too in his second game of the day. And Evans with just a piece. Cole had a terrific 2023 in Wisconsin when the Gremlins won the title. He went 10 for 23, 5 home runs in that event.
Yeah, including a big one in the championship game to get the Gremlins back in it. They were trailing up until that point.
Diaz misses outside. And I must say, I'm not unhappy that the sun went away for a little while. It has been some hot.
Yeah, it was a roaster box here today. Talked to a lot of people. And sitting up in the stands, it was a challenge for some. You saw a lot of people getting underneath the bleachers here just to find some shade.
Well, I love the setup here, but those bleachers, they attract a lot of heat.
Oh, yeah.
So Hill United felt like maybe they had strike 3 on the last pitch. They don't have a vote. And this one, Bradley Ezekiel on the run. We'll get to it. Looked off the bat like it might fall sooner rather than later, but it hung up enough for Ezekiel to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, it's been that kind of week for Cole Evans. Even there when he made some good contact,
Designated player number
3-4 steps over
53,
for Bradley
Zenon
Ezekiel.
Winters.
Now the designated player, Zenon Winters. He hit a ball in the direction of Shane Boland at shortstop. His only at-bat tonight. Swings and misses on the Diaz offering here. Zenon 4 for 13. He's 4 for 11 on the year against Hill United. He did join the team a little later in the season.
Yeah, his first tournament was the Chiefs Challenge in Simcoe the last weekend in June.
And if you remember, he had a big hit in the 7th inning in that come-from-behind win for the Gremlins. They trailed 5-2 going to the 7th, won it 7-5. As the Chiefs, most of them were about 3 steps towards the dugout, but we'll have to go back and reset.
I don't think we've seen a check swing called positive yet, have we?
I don't remember one.
Well, there's been half a dozen checks, and I don't think any of them have come back. Zenon and Bruno, a bit of a laugh. I guess if you're going to get pinned by Marco Diaz, you would hope that it would be on the changeup.
A lot better than 87, 88, or 89.
Yeah, ask Eric Ochoa about that.
And they'll tag him. And a 1-2-3 inning for Hill United after they scored 4 in the top half. We're through 4. 4-2, Hill United in front in this championship final against the Bear Creek Gremlins on Softball Premier
After
TV.
4 complete innings of play, Hill United Chiefs 4, Bear Creek Gremlins
Do you need
2.
a reliable supply of products to run your business? Are you tired of having to deal with multiple suppliers to get everything you need? Absolute Business Supply is your dedicated, full-service business supply partner offering over 400,000 products and unmatched customer service. At ABS, we aren't just selling products. We offer a commitment to building meaningful relationships with our customers, getting to know your business goals so we can provide the best possible solutions for your needs. Find us on the web at absolutebusinesssupply.ca and let us get it for you.
Top of the 5th inning, Hill United in front. 4-2. They scored all 4 of the runs in the 4th inning. And Alan
Leading off the
Pecker,
top of the 5th for Hill United, right fielder,
who has a couple of
59,
strikeouts
Alan
in the
Pecker.
game. Lead-off batter in the lineup and leading things off in the 5th. Kuba Osichka on in relief of Jack Besgrove. I don't think we gave the line on Jack, but we'll get to that shortly. To be frank, I didn't think we'd have to go there the way he had been throwing. The Gremlins, remember, before the inning, had not given up a run all tournament long. Zeros. Alan Pecker. That falls in front, and Alan rarely misses an opportunity to take an extra base. He has another double. And Alan Pecker leads things off in the 5th with an extra base hit. He has his first hit of this championship affair.
Peter for Jack Besgrove, 3 1/3 innings pitch, 5 hits, 4 runs. He did have 5 strikeouts, but most of those hits, hard hit, almost all of them, other than Nick White's single, for extra bases.
Nick White tried to lay down a bunt. Not a straight-up sacrifice. More of an attempt to, again, bunt for a base hit. And the rise ball from Osichka, a good one. At 74. Kuba's got to be in that 6'3" neighborhood, I would think. 6'2", 6'3"?
I would say...
Or maybe taller than that.
I would say at least 6'3".
Agreed. And White fouls this off. It was his bunt base hit that started the 4th. Leading the way to the 2 home runs off the bat of Lenny Villavazzo, who has 4 home runs in the competition now. And Nick swings on a pitch that he might like to have back. Which is easy to say.
Fielder number 11, Brad Ezekiel.
Brad Ezekiel, sharp single off Besgrove in that 4-run inning. And Osichka upstairs again with a quality rise. Osicka maybe does not throw as hard as Besgrove, but his movement is really good. And it's not like the velocity isn't solid to boot.
No, he's not lacking in that department.
No.
Upper 70s, he'll gust into the low 80s.
And Osicka catches Brad Ezekiel looking. And wonder if there would be any consideration here with a base open.
Second
And Lenny
number
Viavazo,
69,
Blair, the
Lenny
way he has
Viavazo.
been hitting.
Well, Peter, it would certainly be crossing my mind.
Now, you're still very much in a scenario where you can potentially force the batter to hit something you want him to hit. But Osicka looks like he's determined to go right at Viavazo, who put Hill United in front in the last half inning, and he kept his hands back on a changeup.
And that did not go foul by much. It just missed the edge of that third base bag, I think, by inches.
So Viavazo 2 for 2 in this title game with a double and a 2-run home run. And he says, that's on me.
Yeah, chase the rise ball upstairs.
On this championship Saturday, Lenny Viavazo is 4 for 5, 2 home runs, and 5 runs batted in.
It's a good day.
And he hopes he's not done yet.
Yeah, Lenny not to rest on his laurels here.
And again, he goes chasing the rise ball. So Osicka gives up the double to Alan Pecker, but then goes to work
Hill
with
United in the
3
top of the fifth.
straight
No runs
strikeouts
on
of his own.
No errors.
To the bottom of the fifth, it remains 4-2 Hill United in this title game of the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
Allegro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Allegro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 22.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth for Bear Creek. Right
Bottom of the
fielder,
fifth inning.
21.
A 4-2
Lucio
advantage for the
Rendemar.
Hill United Chiefs, and here's the gentleman that they have not enjoyed facing very much. And the Gremlins can't send this guy to the plate often enough the last 2 days. Lucio Rendemar homered his last time up to open the scoring. He's 3 for 3 in the last 2 games. 2 for 2. With a couple of runs batted in the winner's bracket final last night against the Chiefs, and started today with a solo shot. And he had just 6 at-bats going into the winner's bracket final. So he wasn't even in an every day scenario for them.
No, he was pinch hitting.
Not anymore.
Peter, both the Gremlins' hits are home runs. Redemar and Remeke. That's been it for them. They've hit a plethora of ground balls over at Shane Boland.
As Redemar digs out. Product of Argentina. And this again towards Boland. And they find a way to retire Lucio Retamar.
The 5th ground ball of the game over to Shane Boland. He's going to need Tommy John surgery before the night's out.
Second baseman.
Sounds like a good friend of mine
19, Eduardo
who got the
Velas.
same notice after a crab eating night at the 2007 Memorial Cup from my friend Sam Cosentino, who was responsible for the line, not for the crab eating. My dear friend Kelly Rempel. Sammy said to him after about plate number 4, you go up there again, you're going to need Tommy John. So anytime somebody brings that up, I'm immediately triggered to go back there. That was some feast, by the way, back in the day.
I guess so.
Yes, the opening day banquet before the 2007 Memorial Cup in Vancouver. As Alberto Penuelas fouls it off. The youngster from Mexico, who's become more and more of a staple for Greg Leather in his lineup, and very productive one night ago. Feel a little about him like I do about Nick White for the Chiefs. Can't keep these guys out much longer. And he had a good twist on that Marco Diaz rise ball.
A late addition to the Gremlins roster in 24. Apparently he was going to go off to university or college or something early that August and got a call from the Gremlins as somebody on the roster was hurt. It might have been Remeke, and they added Penuelas.
Well, it's been a great ad for them. Was he not an Oma Tigre?
He was. He was an Oma Tigre in 23.
Mm-hmm.
And when that team, I don't know, something happened. He was unavailable, something or other. But it was a late ad for the Gremlins. The Tigre said yes because they didn't have room for him at the time. They had a full roster that year.
A change up from Marco Diaz. And Penuelas has been as solid a hitter against Hill United as there's been all year. He's 8 for 19. Double, triple, a home run. 5 runs batted in. One of those runs batted in came last night. And gets Penuelas with a rise ball on this occasion. There's Marco with his 5th strikeout of the evening.
Pinch hitter here, Nico Carrillo for Nick Mullins.
Nico spent a number of years with the Hill United Chiefs.
Well, as recently as 2021,
number 13,
as it was Nico Carrillo who made the game-ending catch in the championship game down in Eldridge in Iowa that year.
He's had 4 official at-bats, and he's homered this week. Hit a 3-run homer in their opening game win over the Seattle Dirt Dogs, not to be confused with the Delisle Diamond Dogs. A career average coming into the year at ISC World Tournaments at .311. Spent 6 years with Hill United.
2017 MVP.
Yeah, hit .471 that year with 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. He had 9 hits in that 2021 event that you were referring to. Now he faces them in a title game. Diaz paints an outside corner with a drop ball. And I bet you can guess where Nico Carrillo is from. If you said Argentina, you are right. Drop ball at 87. A 1-2-3 inning for Marco Diaz in Hill United. They continue to lead. We're through 5 in this championship affair at the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattios. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making a suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Bear Creek for 3, Nick Mullins is for the end of the game at catcher.
It remains 4-2, and we, I think, have arrived at crunch time. 6th inning, they've got the wave going now at the Bear Creek Softball Complex.
For Hill United. Top of the 6th.
I don't know how far around it's going to make it.
I don't know. They got a few spots out there in the outfield.
Quentin Bruce. I'll give that gentleman a lot of credit. He's getting high fives all around in the stands for starting it. The Osichka changeup. He does show a little different release on it, but it's still been almost untouchable. And then he comes back with that at about 18 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour quicker. 81 might be the highest I've seen on the radar for him. Quentin Bruce, the batter. Got a piece. Lenny Villavazzo was the one batter that was able to keep his hands back on that changeup, but fouled it down the third base line. The Chiefs with all their damage in the 4th. Trailed 2-0 and scored 4. 2 on a Lenny Villavazzo home run. And Quentin Bruce. Think he knew it. As he's headed back. And Osichka, Blair, already up to 6 strikeouts.
He has come on, and we talked about him, Peter, needing to shut the door. Well, he's done that so far. Needs to get this offense in here, Peter, or Marcy off air. To me, it looks like Marco Diaz is getting stronger.
Tony Gonzalez delivered a large home run, his last at-bat. His 10th run batted in of this competition. And his first hit in 3 games. And what a time for it. For a guy who I generally call Mr. Consistent. And the Osichka rise continues to pay dividends. Tony's 2nd home run of this ISC World Tournament. And an outstanding drop from Osichka, as he has struck out 5 batters in a row. And And we'll have a pinch hitter in Pipolo Lopez, who will come in to hit for Blake Hunter. Pipolo, one of those guys to come off the bench for Hill United. With that long looping swing.
Number 9,
when he gets it, it goes. He is really long through the strike zone with his swing. Generates a lot of bat head speed.
Only had 2 at-bats here this week. His last one came in a Hill United win over JB.
Big prize tonight.
And two strikes. Pipolo has 6 home runs on the season. And sends that straight back to the screen. The 32-year-old from Tijuana. He hit a homer at last year's ISC World Tournament. There's Osichka, an 0-2 pitch down and out of the zone. As Osichka replaced Jack Besgrove in the 4th. Two balls and 2 strikes to Pipolo Lopez, the pinch hitter, with 2 out in the 6th.
John Hand very emphatic on the 2 balls, 2 strikes. That matches Game Changer.
Catches Lopez looking with a inside pitch.
3 down.
3 straight strikeouts for Osichka in the 6th. The Gremlins come to bat in the bottom half.
Okay, here's the
it remains 4-2 in this championship affair. I think I heard over my shoulder we weren't going anywhere in the break.
No, we're going to stay here, Peter. There's a few thank yous on behalf of all of us that I would like to make. First of all, to the host committee, Scott and Elena Cornelius. Such a beautiful facility here
Number
at
is
JDT
2,
First
0,
Energy
4,
Veterans
0,
Memorial Fields.
9,
And I know all of the work
7,
that you
9,
guys put in to
6.
upgrade down at Glencoe as well. Ray Paving,
2,
Paul
0,
Park,
4,
everybody
0, 9,
on
7,
the grounds crew
9,
here led by
6.
Charlie Pierce.
A
Such a
ticket
great
is worth
facility. Thank you, everyone. Here at Softball
$1,869.
Premier, Luciano, Carol, Isabella. Peter, thank you for all of your work here this week. Adam Donnelly and Jaime Barraza down in Glencoe. Guys, you did a fantastic job. Jim Flanagan, Joe Todd, man, I miss you at my side, Joe. You have no idea. Randy McLean, Farm Matty-Usen, thanks for joining us here in the booth. All of our sponsors, you enable this for all of the fans worldwide. And then lastly, you, the audience, thank you for being with us all week.
Well done. I can leave and bring Joe in for the 6th. Matthew Waugh, the batter, he's not going anywhere.
For Bear Creek, fielder number 16, Matthew Waugh.
Actually, it's just great to see Joe around more often this week than had been the case earlier in the season. Marco Diaz, 6 strikeouts in the game. The 2 hits he's given up have both left the yard. And a bounding ball that eludes Shane Boland this time. And Matthew Waugh starts the sixth with a base hit. Just out of the reach
For Hill
of Shane
United.
Boland, who's been
Number
the
3.
busiest defensive player in the game by a considerable margin.
Nick Wallace
Without a
has
doubt.
re-entered the game.
And now Jerome Remicky, who has homered already tonight. Remicky 1 for 2. He made it 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Matthew Waz had an excellent tournament again. He's up to 8 hits by my count.
On that last announcement, number 3, Blake Hunter, has re-entered the game at third base.
And yes, Blake, after being pinch hit for, has indeed re-entered at third. As Diaz falls behind Remicky. 3 balls and no strikes. And does Remicky have a green light here? Wouldn't think so, trailing by 2 in the 6th, but had to throw it out there. And Remicky just about out of his shoes that time on the drop ball from Diaz. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th in a 4-2 game. Lot of outs to come. Went around for strike 3. And you had mentioned that we'd seen a number of those without a punch out.
I was just thinking the same thing. I
Center
think
fielder,
here in the
39,
6th,
Ben
that's the
Inoka.
first one.
Ben Inoka, the batter. He has walked and grounded out to shortstop. And a first pitch strike. Matthew Waugh, of course, even though he is moving up closer to the tender age of 40. Oh, I remember that. He is more than a threat to run. Again, you don't want to take the bat out of anybody's hands here. Ball and a strike to Inoka. Ripped into right at Alan Pecker. He didn't even have to move.
Just put the roots down and opened up the glove. Ben Inoka knew it as soon as it came off the bat, too. He had hit it right at Pecker.
And he hammered it.
First baseman number 8.
Goes
Eric
the other
Ochoa.
way and literally didn't even have to budge.
Nope. Right in his spot.
So 2 away on a solid line out. And now Eric Ochoa. And he lays off of a ball down and away. That one gets away. And so Matthew Watt moves into scoring position.
Still been waiting here all week for Eric Ochoa to lift one up and out of the park.
Ball and a strike to the Gremlins first baseman. And Bruno is going to go out to chat, Bruno Matroni with Marco Diaz. And then everybody's going to join in.
As you said earlier, this is what PitchCom was supposed to avoid for us here. But that, I think, a little bit more strategy than perhaps just signals.
And maybe just sometimes...
Yeah, slow things down a little bit.
Settle your guy down a little in a pressure-filled situation. There's Diaz, an outside corner to even the count at 2-2. 2 outs, a runner in scoring position in a 2-run game. And the count runs full. As Diaz will do a little footwork on the landing spot. On the ground to Villavazo, and apparently off the foot. Oh, this is going to be controversial.
Jeff Ellsworth came out and asked. He said, can you check? And John Hand said it was killed by 2 umpires, himself and down at first.
Well, every call at this point elevated by about 4 notches from our replay. It did look like it did catch a piece. Ochoa down the line, and it's a fair ball. And it's 4-3.
No, Eric Ochoa gets a break, Peter, and a couple of pitches later comes through. That was a line hugger down the left side. Here's the replay. Just on the fair side of the line, and Laura McMillan 6 feet away from that, and great view of it, our left field umpire too.
The 6 umpire crew.
Malor-Zook out to run.
Shortstop, the 34.
That's a 1-run game. There's Eric Ochoa with a double down the line for his 6th run batted in of the tournament.
Running at second base for Bear Creek, number 24, Vladislav Malarchuk.
Cole Evans. Towards his own dugout. Diaz ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. As Ochoa cashes in, Matthew Waugh, who might have scored even from first, but the ball that got away guaranteed it. Malor-Zook, the pinch runner, in place of Ochoa, who you know is probably still very sore from being hit one night ago. They're going to check. At least I thought they might, but they did not.
I'm surprised they didn't.
Yeah,
actually.
me too. Not sure he went. I'm just surprised. Like, why wouldn't you go there? But if Bruno didn't think so, then who would have a better idea than him?
Exactly.
Blake Hunter in time. But the Gremlins claw out a run. And it's 4-3 to the 7th in the title game of the ISC World Tournament. Would you ask for anything more? I don't think so. Back with the 7th after this.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process
Bottom
of
of the
making
6-4
soup
Bear
takes
Creek.
about
One
6
run on,
weeks.
2 hits. No errors.
Through
One
about
runner
12
left
or
on
13
base.
hands as it's moved along the line.
Score after 6 complete innings.
It's an old-time place.
Hill United Chiefs.
Making stuff
4.
from scratch
Bear Creek
here
Gremlins
in the city
3.
at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
It's what they play for. It's the crown jewel of men's club fast pitch softball in North America, played by the best players in the world. Certainly the majority of them. And we're in the 7th inning of this title game between the 2 top-ranked teams all year long. Gremlins with a winning streak that dated back to July 4th coming in. Hill United, the 2-time reigning champs. And they've put on a show. There's Shane Boland. Has a single in the game, and he gets around on the Osichka pitch, and Remeke will track it, so will Evans.
Yeah, just hooked that foul.
Shane, the captain of the Hill United Chiefs. And you don't have to spend a lot of time around the group to know that he's very much.
He's the leader, and comes by it naturally.
And Osichka's strikeout run continues, much to the chagrin of the aforementioned Hill United
Bruno
captain.
Matroni.
And looked like it caught a piece of the strike zone, at least on the stats cam. And now Bruno Matroni. Even Bruno's chuckling.
Well, I was just going to say, I think Bruno's enjoying being in the 9 spot. It's got the freedom to maybe try a bunt. He can swing away. He's got a big smile on his face.
And he took a big cut at the rise ball, which has really been Osichka's bread and butter. He has been fantastic since he replaced Besgrove. He's only given up the 1 hit. And you wonder if Bruno maybe did that just sensing that things are so tight to try and loosen things up a little. And Matroni fouls back the 0-2 pitch. Or it's 1-2, actually. The first pitch was the ball when he went running up the box. hard to remember the pitch. I was just so taken aback by the action. He hooks that. Well foul. The Gremlins jumped into a 2-0 lead with back-to-back homers in the second and the third from Retamar and Jerome Remeke. And Hill United scored their first run on a pitch that got away from Besgrove and Mullins. Lenny Villavazo with a 2-run homer, and later in that same fourth inning, Tony Gonzalez with a solo shot. Eric Ochoa a double down the left field line in the bottom of the sixth to cut it to 1. And the changeup didn't miss by much. 1 out in the top of the 7th. And the count runs full. And Matroni wins the battle as Osichka went back to another changeup but missed for ball 4. And the youngster who was added just prior to the tournament from Newfoundland, Jared Pico, in to run once again. I believe this is the third time, maybe number 4, that he's come in. And it doesn't get any more intense than right now.
Number 59, Alan Becker. Now running at first base for Hill United, number 17, Jared Pico.
And Alan Pecker is the batter. Alan doubled in the 5th. Sorry, Blair. Fouled away by the Chiefs' right fielder. Luciano Biondi is in the on-deck circle. Looks like he might hit for Nick White. And just missed his coach.
Little limbo action over there by Jeff Ellsworth to arch out of the way.
After the last 2 years, I'm not sure there isn't anything he's not capable of. He has his hands in a lot of different projects. I think he has a new softball situation going with Mark Smith. On top of selling houses, coach and general manager of a team, runs his own store back home, a heel franchise. And Alan Pecker.
He's late on that, too.
Yeah, it was something he wasn't expecting there for sure. Maybe he was thinking change up here, Blair.
He had to be, because Alan Pecker, he is many things. He is not late.
Kupa Osichka, who came into this game in the 4th inning, is up to 10 strikeouts, if my count is correct.
I've got the same.
So 23-year-old Luciano Biondi, who was a all-world utility player 1 year ago in Mankato.
Left fielder number 4, Nick White. Number 34, Luci Biondi.
Been in the lineup a whole bunch since the first couple of games when he was the starting catcher.
Greg Leather took advantage of the substitution time to get out for a visit to the pitching circle.
Luciano is 1 for 4. He tripled and drove in a run in Hill United's first game last Saturday, which in some respects, Blair, feels like an eternity ago. Against the Puslinch Kodiaks. And beyond yes, you can see, look how close Jerome Remeke is at third.
Oh, he's 11 feet from the bag.
And Biondi does not have an at-bat since Game 2 against the Georgian Bay Giants. That's a while.
And, Peter, you would have thought, especially after last year, he was a first-team All-World player, that maybe he would be another one of those guys to force his way into the lineup.
And Osichka throwing his hands up to say, let's get going.
He did the job. We said when he came in, Peter, he
For
needed to
Hill
close
United.
the door. Not only did he close the door, he nailed it shut with a couple of 2x4s across it as well. 11 strikeouts.
He slammed it as his tremendous season continues, and he has been dominant against Hill United. That's continued. Bottom of the 7th. Championship Saturday night in a 4-3 game. Back to show you what could be the final half inning after this.
For Hill United. For Nick White is meandered. Left field.
A dream catcher,
Bruno
inch by
Troy
inch.
has meandered. Center.
We'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud.
Zenon Winters, Lucio Retamar, Abiardo Panuelos. The Gremlins scored in the 6th to draw to within 1.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th for Bear Creek.
Championship on the line in the 7th.
Zenon
And a
Winters.
strike from Diaz to Zenon Winters.
I'd love to know what that one came in as we're just bringing the scorebook back up. But that looked like it had as much zip on it as anything tonight.
And misses down and away with a drop ball at 88. Marco has given up 4 hits in the game.
Peter, at the conclusion of the game, whenever it might be, please stay tuned and we'll bring you the ISC award ceremonies.
The 2-1 to Zenon Winters is strike 2.
88 again from Diaz.
There's been a lot of 86 the last number of innings. Started out hot. You know the adrenaline is flowing now. As Winters trying to settle things down. Struck him out. For Marco Diaz. Number 8 of the night. And now the dangerous Lucio Retamar.
21.
3 for 4 the last 2 nights against Hill United, including a solo homer that opened the scoring in this game. Boland has to hurry. Gets him. Almost pulled Gonzalez off the bag.
Went up and came right back down, and they just get the speedy Lucio Redemar.
And Redemar runs well.
Look at Tony. He kept the toe down on the bag. Great play.
Down to 1 out for the Gremlins, and Bruno Matroni again, more than anything, wants to make sure he's on the same page. And even Jeff Ellsworth comes out.
I'm sure reminding every single guy out there, calm the nerves.
Second baseman, number 19.
Not an easy thing to do on either side of the ledger at this point. So 2 out in the 7th for Abiardo Panuelos. Two strikes.
And did he slip on the delivery, Peter? He was spun around.
I was watching more of Panuelos than I was the delivery in that spot. Down to a final strike. And this one well outside.
89.
The 24-year-old. In his second game of the day as Panuelos asked for time. Back to Diaz. The toss to first. The Hill United Chiefs have climbed to the top of the ISC mountain for a third straight year. It's a three-peat as they down the Bear Creek Gremlins 4-3 in a memorable championship final.
Seventh for Bear Creek. 3 up and 3 down. Final score, Hill United Chiefs 4.
And Marco Diaz almost waited too long to toss the ball to first.
It had a little bit of arc on it, too. He could have just reached out to tag him, I think.
You never see him anywhere near this excited. And look at the glove toss at the end.
Second place finish and a great tournament.
The Chiefs' 8th ISC World Crown since the year 2012, and the second time that they have three-peated. Did so in 2013, 2014, and 2015, and now again in 2024, 2025, and 2026. And what a contest it was. They trailed 2-0 after 3 and a big 4-run fourth where they homered twice off of Jack Besgrove. And entering that inning, Blair, the Gremlins had not given up a single run all tournament long.
They nowhere left 4 runners on base.
It was a fateful fourth for the Hill United Chiefs.
3 runs on 4 hits.
Getting it started, that bunt single by Nick White. What a piece of work that was just to get this inning going. Brad Ezekiel, another single, but Lenny Villavazzo what a day he's had. Peter, remind me of the day Lenny Viavazzo has had.
Lenny Viavazzo, on this particular day, has homered twice. I'll have to double check it here quickly because I want to get it correct.
I heard you say it earlier in the game, and I know it was relatively close.
Yes. So, in the 2 games today, he goes 4 for 7, 2 home runs, a double, and 5 runs batted in.
Just today.
Just today.
What a great day for Lenny Viavazzo. Peter, thank you very much.
Pleasure,
again,
my friend.
Everybody out there on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network, thank you for being with us. I'm going to get out to the field for the trophy presentations. But, again, everybody, it's been a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year.
We'll take a break ourselves and be back with the award ceremonies and more as the Hill United Chiefs have won the ISC World title for a 3rd consecutive time. Back with more in just a moment from the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
Be sure to stick around for the fireworks following the presentations. We've had a photo ID card, I'm sharing it here. Ontario card from an individual who is in Sutton West. They'll be just over here by the booth.
We are getting set for all the different awards, the All-Stars, and of course the presentation of the ISC World Tournament Championship Trophy, which will remain with the Hill United Chiefs, who downed the Bear Creek Gremlins in an outstanding final. They win it 4-3, handing the Gremlins their first loss since July the 4th in a game in Kitchener, Ontario. And Blair Setford, who does so much, and congratulations again to Blair for his induction into next year's ISC Hall of Fame class.
With our 2026 award ceremony here, we can get both teams to please come out to their baselines. How about a hand for these two teams for an absolutely fabulous ISC championship on our 80th anniversary. Congratulations to both of you.
As the Chiefs donning the championship hats and the three-peat T-shirts as they capture the crown in dramatic fashion, trailed the game 2-0, but it was a 4-run fourth that paved the way to the 4-3 win.
Folks, on behalf of the ISC, we'd like to congratulate and thank all of the teams that participated in the 2026 ISC World Tournament. We want to thank our host, Bear Creek Sports and Entertainment Organization, for all of their hospitality this year. What a tremendous facility you built here, the legacy that you are establishing, and we look forward to coming back here in 2028.
And I echo those sentiments. What a great job they've done hosting this event. First class all the way around in a spectacular facility.
At this time, if we could please have a representative from the 2026 ISC runner-up team, the Bear Creek Gremlins, to please come and accept the Marv S. Steele Memorial Award. Accepting is Farm Vanadiosium, co-sponsor of the Bear Creek Gremlins.
Farm and his company have done so much for the sport and the Gremlins and these broadcasts for that matter.
Call on the team members to please come up as your name is called and you walk.
As they will receive, I believe, the runner-up plaques.
Jerome Remicky. Ben Anoka. Eric Shaw. Cole Evans.
And you really have to tip your cap. The Gremlins put together a tremendous season. 19 consecutive wins coming in, a number of tournament victories throughout the year, including yet another USA National Championship just prior to this event, and they have feasted in that particular major competition over the years.
Nick Mullins. Jack Besgrove.
Jack Besgrove, who was absolutely sensational until inning number 4 of this championship game, gave up a couple of home runs. Nico Carril, who was a Hill United Chief for 6 years and helped them to a title. Brian Avery from Richmond, BC. Longtime member of Canada's national team and the Gremlins. Kubo Sichka. I don't know what else you could ask for this gentleman. Had pitched 1 inning prior to entering the game in the 4th, and he was lights out to slam the door shut and give his team every single opportunity to win. Was just sensational.
Greg and Bob Neidick.
as they recognize all of the coaches, the athletic therapists, everybody so integral. And these two teams put on a whale of a show. Gremlins won the winners bracket final last night to advance to the title game 4-0, leaving Hill United today to have to win 2 games. They downed the Bear Creek Express 7-0 in a semifinal affair earlier today. And then win it 4-3.
Josh Elijah. And the remainder of the Gremlins staff guys will sort out all the facts later. Congratulations again on a terrific run here to 2026 ISC World Tournament.
Yeah, Greg Leather and company, they are a tremendous group. And anytime these two teams get together, it really is much and must watch fast pitch softball.
We're going to present the Carol Ward Trophy to the Hill United Chief, Shane Bowman, Bradley Ezekiel, come get it.
The captains, Shane Boland, Brad Ezekiel, to hoist what they all came here in search of. The ISC World Tournament Championship Trophy, and it is a beauty. For Hill United, their 8th title as they close in on the all-time record of 10 ISC World Crowns.
Nick White.
And now all of the Chiefs. Nick White, the 22-year-old. From Nova Scotia, Alan Pecker, 39 years of age. Really got the day off and running for Hill United when he homered against the Bear Creek Express in the first inning in their earlier win today. And Ezekiel with an important hit as well in the 4-run 4th inning. Quentin Bruce had a terrific tournament. I don't know what you could say about Tony Gonzalez. This guy is just Mr. Consistent year in and year out. And as it turns out, his home run that made it 4-2 is the winning blow when it was all said and done in this game.
Shane Boland,
the captain, battled this year the last month and a half through injury. You just can't keep this guy out. He is a winner. Bruno Matroni, call him the glue guy. The catcher,
Marco
so
Diaz.
respected, and Marco Diaz. What more can you say? Started the week by setting a record for consecutive hitless innings with 19 2/3. 2 big wins today. Did not give up a hit in 6 innings against the Express. And after giving up a couple of home runs in the title game, he absolutely dialed it up when he had to. The pitching staff, Justin Schofield, Tyler Randerson. And there's Edgar Pipolo Lopez. Always a little special when you have your daughter with you and the kids. And the Chiefs are really, really big on involving everyone in their family. Khalil Luna in his first year with the team, and big things, I think, are on the way for number 95. Luciano Biondi. Jared Pico. How about getting that call? Just finished the U20 Canadians, and Chiefs reach out and go, hey, young man, would you like to come in and do some pinch running for us? John Stewart Another title for John, longtime head coach of
John
the
Hill.
national men's team, and John Hill. If you don't like John Hill, you don't like humans. And John has been around the organization for a long time.
For this, Jeff Ellsworth.
And the head coach and general manager. What a week with his brand new daughter, Nyla, inducted last Sunday into the ISC Hall of Fame, and another title as a head coach to go along with all his amazing accolades as a player. Craig Lyons, you cannot field a great team without terrific medical people, and Craig Lyons absolutely one of the best. Tim and Cindy, part of the ownership group. And they are a massive part of the group. Time, money. Tim and Cindy are just wonderful people. And their support
and for the Hill family, Steve Hill and Brian Porter.
And a special night for these two. And the Hill United Chiefs, before this event began, lost Pete Hill's brother, Brian Big B. Players playing
Congratulations again
with heavy
on the
hearts this week.
The 2026 Hill United Chiefs.
And chances are Big B's looking down tonight. Dean and Ginger Smith as well.
All right, this time we're
talk
going to
about
move on
people
to
that
the
glue it
individual
all
awards for
together
this
and
year's
keep the
tournament.
group in order.
From the
And
ISC All-World Second Team,
they are
Sandlot
amazing.
Merchants, Andre Hoover. We have a representative from Sandlot. Please come on out.
So time for, I believe, the All-Star Awards now. As I guess we will hang right in until it's all said and done. Callum Bichel of the Bear Creek Express, who unfortunately was banged up in their win the first game of the day today when they downed the Northeast Drillers.
Gremlins, Ben Inoka.
Ben Inoka, the outstanding center fielder, and out there with his daughter, which will always bring some light to what is a very disappointing night. Ferdy Nellison, one of my favorite gentlemen to chat with in the softball world, out there as part of the
And we'll continue on with the
Todd
ISC
McCabe.
All-World Second Team infielders of the Hill United Chiefs, Blake Hunter.
Blake Hunter, a second team All-Star. And Blake with some key hits.
The next
Made
two
so
from the
many
Eagle
quality
Black Knights,
plays
they have
over
the
at
year
third.
release come on out. Mike Lewis and Tyler
From the Kegel Black Knights. And Kegel with a very solid showing this week. 34 teams began the hunt for the ISC World Crown.
Also from the Sandlot squad, Ryan Knoll.
And the Sandlot Merchants, the scrappy Sandlot Merchants, were a tough out for everyone. Battled the
Second team
Gremlins in a
catcher
winners
from
bracket
JB
game to
Gossage,
2-0.
Tawera Bishop.
JB catcher Tawera Bishop.
second team designated player from the Northeast Drillers, Jordan Solorio.
Jordan Solorio, another player who was nicked up. There's Tawera Bishop. Not sure if Jordan is, some of the players have left after their tournaments came to a conclusion. Many have stayed, which is great. And there comes Jordan Solorio, the young man from Mexico, and a terrific outfielder with the Northeast Drillers. Second team pitcher, Ramon Godoy, a former Hill United Chief, helped them to the 24 title, the first of this three-peat. Eric Chaparro, another pitcher who really made a massive difference all year long for the Sandlot Merchants. He had himself a whale of a season and a quality ISC World Tournament.
And the final second-team All-World pitcher from the Kilo Black Knights, Zach Pierce.
Zach Zippy Pierce, which is his nickname. He's from Saskatoon. He'll be a important piece of the Saskatoon Merchants at the upcoming Canadian Senior Men's Championship.
All-World, starting off in the outfield with Brad Hesical from the Hill United Chiefs.
Make it 10 times an all-world player in Brad Hesical. As his Hall of Fame career continues with another all-world selection and ISC world title. Yeah, there's no question about this one. Yusuke Morita had 10 hits for the Bear Creek Express on his way to being part of a first-team outfield selection.
And from the Bear Creek Gremlins, Matthew Waugh.
And Matthew Waugh had himself another all-world tournament. I believe that's his 9th time, or 8th. Matthew with another hit in this game.
On the infield, from the Hill United Chiefs, Lenny Villavazzo.
Lenny Villavazzo. What a day. 4 for 7. Couple of home runs today. 2-run shot in the title game that put Hill United ahead to stay. 5 runs batted in. Lenny Villavazzo. Kotaro Yasumi added to the Northeast Drillers late in the season. And this young man, who's part of the Japanese national team, Tony Gonzalez. Mr. Consistent. Got off to an amazing start this week. Had a 5 RBI game against Georgian Bay. And boy, did he pick a great time for a hit in the championship game, the home run that made it 4-2 in the 4-3 win. Jerome Remeke, this guy does it all. Power, terrific at third.
First team all-world catcher.
He had a fantastic 2026 tournament. Juan Zara, catcher of the Northeast Drillers. And donning an Argentina soccer jersey as he comes out.
The first team all-world designated player from the Hill United Chiefs, Quentin Bruce.
Quentin Bruce moved into the designated player role a couple of games in, and boy, did he thrive in doing so. Had an important homer earlier
Our
today.
pitcher on the first team All-World from the Bear Creek Express, Ty Sebastian.
Ty Sebastian. Just gives you everything he's got from the Bear Creek Express. Not sure if Ty is still here. No, here he comes. And he's got company with him. Hope that's another budding little softball star. Great bloodlines for all these youngsters. I love it.
From the Bear Creek Gremlins, Jack Besgrove.
And Jack Besgrove. And obviously hurt himself at some point because it's the second time he's come out and he's been limping both times.
And from the Hill United Chiefs, Marco Diaz.
And Marco Diaz, a first-team All-World pitcher, and I would expect will be named the top pitcher for a second consecutive year at the ISC World Tournament for his brilliant week.
At the opening ceremonies, the Toronto U23 Batmen were awarded the Best Dressed Team. The Frank Ford Team Sportsmanship Award is voted on by the umpires. Is the Sandlot Merchants.
Scrappy and sportsmanlike for the Sandlot Merchants.
Kevin Hurley, Newcomer of the Year Award to Kotaro Yasumi of the Northeast Drillers.
Kevin Hurley was a great. And the Newcomer of the Year in 2026. Another award for the Japanese national team member in Kotaro Yasumi.
This year's leading hitter from the Bear Creek Gremlins, Jerome Remeke.
And Jerome Remeke, the top batter. And this guy is a fierce, fierce competitor. You can just tell by the body language that
with the most on the eyes in this year's tournament from the Hill United Chiefs, Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez. 10 runs batted in. And the last one, the most important. His solo homer in the fourth gave Hill United a 4-2 lead in the championship game.
This year's
and they go on to win it 4-3.
Most outstanding pitcher, Marco Diaz from the Hill United Chiefs.
And for a second straight year, as expected, what a marvelous week. Again, last year, gave up just one run in the whole competition. Started the week with a hitless streak of 19 and 2/3 innings, a record.
ISC World Tournament, and we draw things to a close. The Cleo Laureate, most valuable player from the Hill United Chiefs, Lenny Villavazzo.
And Lenny Villavazzo is the 2026 ISC World Tournament most valuable player. As Lenny caps off
Folks, on behalf of the ISC,
marvelous
I want to thank all of the players,
2026 season.
Our sponsors, and of course the host committee for making
well,
this
for
an
Blair
honor.
and Adam,
Tremendous
and I know Blair has
success
given the
for
thank
ISC
yous.
World
It's been such a pleasure to bring you a lot of the action. Special congratulations. Been lucky enough the last 2 years to spend a lot of time around the Hill United Chiefs. And Pete Hill, Jeff Ellsworth, John Stewart, John Hill, and the entire Hill United family are just that. They're a family. And they are champions for a third straight time as the fireworks begin. For Luciano Lafrano, Carol, his lovely daughter, and everybody involved in bringing you all of it, it has been our pleasure. The Hill United Chiefs, still ISC World Champions. Good night, everyone, from the Bear Creek Softball Complex.